Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about new stuff from the drugstore. Specifically, I got a nice little package in the mail from LA Girl. This video is not sponsored and I'm not being paid to mention this product, but they did reach out and ask if they could send me some of their new palettes. If you guys are familiar or have seen one of my recent videos, I reviewed the LA Girl, I think it was called the BU palette. It is one of the most, if not the most beautiful drugstore palette I've ever used in my life. It's like my favorite. I use it all the time. You can see how much I've like dipped into these shadows. They're gorgeous. They all blend so well. And so when they asked me if I wanted to try this, I was like, hell to the yeah. You guys make good stuff. So it came in this package and it has two different palettes, the LA Girl Pro Artistry and Pro Mastery palette. The Artistry is a little bit more colorful and the Mastery is a little bit more neutral. I'm gonna show you both of them, and then I thought since we're playing with these palettes today, we would play with some other drugstore stuff because I did pick up a couple new drugstore foundations recently, concealers, things like that. So the Pro Mastery palette looks like this. It's like gorgeous pinks and purples and plums, and honestly I have been wanting a palette like this, and this is the one we're going to use today, mostly because I did just upload a really vibrant bright look with Jaclyn Hill's palette, and I feel like I've done quite a few bright looks recently, and I have been wanting a really nice plum palette, and like not just pinks, like plums. And this has some really great deep plums with also really great transition shades and shimmery shades and matte shades, a good combination. So I'm excited to try this, and I was swatching it last night and I was like, oh my gosh. Specifically, I was getting my fingers into this one because this shade just is everything. It is so gorgeous. Let me just swatch it for you guys. Oh my gosh. It is, oh, I want to use it so bad. We'll definitely do an upcoming look with this palette, but I don't think I can use both today. So I don't think I can use the blue and do like a nice plum look. So we're gonna go with kind of what I originally wanted to do, which was like a nice plum look using the Mastery palette. But if you guys want to see a look with the Artistry palette, let me know. We can definitely make that happen. I'm really excited about both of these palettes. I think they're gorgeous, and if they're as good a quality or better than the other LA Girl, I know I'm gonna love it. So I just can't wait to get into it. But first, let's go ahead and do the face. I want to use the Photo Focus Dewy today. This was a foundation that I feel like was so highly recommended by a lot of people initially, and I hate the spatula of this thing though, and I tried it and it just like, it wasn't my favorite, but now that they have a dewy version, you know your girl is going to try that. I'm gonna use my Smashbox primer oil with this little high-end product here, but this is honestly my favorite priming tool right now. Alright, so I think that primer is like pretty good and set in, so let's go ahead and apply this. So I guess before I do, I'll give it like one more second. The Blendiful I really like, but I'm trying to figure out like what I like it best for. I probably would actually like applying the primer oil with it, but I just noticed that when I use it, I do get more of a matte finish, and because my skin is so dry because it's winter right now in Minnesota, it's winter everywhere, well, not everywhere. It's winter in the States right now, and in Minnesota it gets so unbelievably dry, which is why we're all sick all the time, that my skin is crazy dry, and this is just like, it feels too dry, so I think I'll like it more in the summer. You just get a more mattified look when you use the Blendiful, and I watched Tati's review of this foundation. I was kind of watching it, kind of not. I watched Kathleen's too, but I can't remember what Kathleen thought of it because it was like on in the background, but Tati did say, what I do remember was she said with the Blendiful it was more mattified on that side, and with the sponge it was more dewy, which makes sense because the sponge is wet. So that's what I'm going to use today, and I'm just going to take the spatula end, and the shade I got, by the way, is Soft Ivory. Soft Ivory. I think it's going to be a pretty good, might be a little light. Oh no! Might be really light. I have no idea how much of this that I need. So I just know it's like a really liquidy formula. And I know the sponge is going to soak up a bit, so we'll start there. Once you blend it out, it's not like that light. No, it's a good match. I don't remember this being fast drying, but it does kind of feel, I mean, I don't think it's fast drying, it's just, it's so liquidy, so it just kind of spreads a lot. Ooh, I already really like the finish of this. That is a gorgeous finish. Oh, it's so luminous and so pretty. I'm just gonna run a little over my eyes. you're not going to be able to build this up to full coverage, but you can get like a light medium, because this is soaking up quite a bit of product. You may be able to get a medium, but I don't know. This is really feeling like light medium. And if I want more, it feels so like cooling on the cheeks. I don't know if there's like, I don't know, it kind of feels cool when you put it on. And it's been in my house, it wasn't like outside or anything. And we'll apply concealer. So Tati said she really liked this. This is the Candid concealer by Revlon. Revlon made a concealer, you guys, that was my holy grail concealer. Like, I'm still really red right here, which is kind of frustrating to me. I'm just looking in the mirror. But overall, it did really even out my skin tone. It's just like right there that I didn't get as much coverage. But anyway, we'll try with this. Revlon made a concealer called the Age Defying Concealer, and it was my favorite concealer, like a holy grail, and I have never been able to find it again. I don't know where it is. I don't know, but we're gonna use this today, and Tati said she really liked it, and so I was like, maybe it's kind of the same formula. I haven't tried Revlon concealer, so we're gonna try it. It's a little bit yellow. It was hard to pick. I couldn't tell because on the shade thing it looks so yellow, but in the out of the other options, the other ones seemed like they would be too light for me, so I don't know. We're just gonna kind of see what happens. This is kind of thick. It actually really reminds me, wow, it's real yellow. Maybe made a mistake. Okay guys, that was really nice. That's nice, but I still don't have the coverage there that I really want. So I wasn't initially gonna do this, but we're gonna go in with the jcat Aquasurance foundation. This is in the shade Natural, and it's a powder foundation, which is terrifying for people who have dry skin, but this is made for people with dry skin, I believe. It says it has an innovative technology with water lock system to maintain moisture within the powder. I mean, I like the finish of this foundation a lot. I feel like if I use a brush, it'll cover that because it covered on this side, but I'm always a little redder over here. I don't know. I think we should just try this and see how it goes. And let's use the Blendiful. Let's use a brush on one side. Yeah, that's gonna be good. This is Kathleen's shade. She really likes this, and we've got very similar skin tones, I think, based on how she talks about her skin tone. Whoa. Okay, wait. That's a lot. Oh my gosh. Do you see that strip? Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. A powder puff wasn't smart. It wasn't smart. Oh my gosh, you guys. This has coverage. I should have known because it's a powder foundation. But like, whoa. Wow. That has pigment and coverage. That is scary. There was just like a straight strip down my face. You need like a big like surface brush with this. This one's working pretty well. This is the new Jaclyn brush I got, the JH11. Okay, that does have coverage. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, I kind of love that. Okay, I'm really just gonna like spend some time buffing here. I can't believe though, initially, like how nice and not cakey that looks. I'm having one of those moments. I don't know if you guys ever have these or not, but where you remember something from the past that you like said to somebody or that you did that was embarrassing, and then you're just like, oh, and you just cringe for like a second remembering it. I'm having one of those right now. Okay, time for the eyes. Okay, looks like this, and I'm gonna take a big blending brush. I want to go into this one right here, which is called Lovely, and it's like a matte plum. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I'm going to take a little bit of the one next to it called Conquer, which is like more of a pale pink. And I'm going to put this all over the lid. Well, I'm just using the same blending brush. And then I'm just going to use it to blend out the edges. It's like a really pretty pale pink. Let's swatch a couple of these. Oh, I like that. That blends out. Their shadows blend out so effortlessly. It's crazy. So there's this one up here, which is called Profesh. And I feel like that's the one I want to use. Let's just swatch a few. Wow. So pretty. And then they have, there's so many good ones. Like, oh my goodness. I'm looking in, oh my gosh, that one is everything. This one. Which one was that? Oh, okay, that's this one here, which is called Fangirl. Oh my god. This looks wet. Yeah, we're gonna use that one right there. I'm gonna take my ring finger and that color Fangirl. And they have a huge mirror in here too. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of the Stila putty highlighters in like Kitten. The texture, they literally look wet and they're not chunky. Oh my gosh, can you even see how reflective and amazing that is? I don't feel like you can. And I'm layering it like little by little, and it's not too, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I cannot even believe that. How is this drugstore? How is this so affordable and nice? Wow, I'm literally shook. Like, this is one of the prettiest metallics that I've ever seen in a palette. It literally looks wet. It looks wet and it's not chunky. And okay, so it's not so powdery. You know, when metallics, this is what I'm thinking and I'm trying to communicate. It's not so powdery where it like either falls down or it gets everywhere. Like, it's exactly where I put it. It's stiff enough that even with my finger, I have so much control. Now, I always use my finger with these, but if you wanted to use a brush, you could. I obviously am not testing it with a brush today. I cannot even believe how beautiful that is. I feel like it's not gonna come across on camera, but it's absolutely stunning. And then I'm gonna take a Crown C408 chisel shader brush, and I'm gonna go into this, let's go into the deeper plum shade, which is called Maven, right here. I do wish they put the shade names on the palette, but at least they have them on the back. I'm glad they have shade names. I think in that other palette they did have the shade names in the palette. I'm just putting this in the outer third and then like blending up slightly. So I'm just placing the color first. Sometimes I do this before the metallic. Shout out MAC 217. Sometimes I do it after. I don't want to use another metallic, and so I kind of like the way it looks, and then if it fades out that shade, I'll go back in and blend a little more. But the focus, remember, was like making this daytime. I just wanted to deepen it up just ever so slightly. So I'm just going to push against my lash line and really just like focusing it at the lash line. And I'm just going to, yeah, I think that's good. I don't really need to smoke that out much more. Gorgeous. I got a tiny bit of fallout. I'm just going to brush it up. Barely any though, just a tiny bit on that side. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to just take a small smudger brush. Oh, I really like that look. That's really pretty. And you could add more of the metallic, but I think it's perfect. I don't really want to add any more. I'm going to go back into the first two shades that we used here. I'm just going to kind of dot in both, and then casual smoky eye that you could so easily turn up for date night by doing a little bit more of those darker colors on the upper lash line, doing a darker color on the lower lash line, and adding some black liquid liner or even pencil liner and smudging it out. So pretty. Okay, I'm not gonna add any black liner. I'm just gonna add some mascara, and I'm trying out a new one. I got this Milani 10-in-1 volume mascara. Highly rated, is that the name of it? It says Milani highly rated. So it says 94% saw doubled thick lash thickness, 91% saw dramatic volume in one stroke, and 91% saw instant curl and lift in lashes. Amplifies in one coat. I haven't tried new mascara in so long. Saw this at the drugstore. Picked it up. Let's try it out. Ooh, the formula already feels... Oh, wow, it actually does, like, kind of lift and curl. Wow. What? Okay, that is actually pretty dramatic. In one stroke. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm really glad I picked this up. Thank you, intuition. Wow, this wasn't even on my radar. But it's really pretty. I like that mascara a lot, and I love the eye look. Okay, for bronzer, let's revisit one that I don't really know about how I feel about it. It's really warm though. It looks really warm, but it's not this warm on the face. It's the Wet n Wild Ticket to Brazil Color Icon Bronzer. I feel like, if I remember right, this is one that you have to build up a lot. Yeah, see, it's warm, but it's not even close to that warm on the face. It honestly just looks like a really nice natural bronzer. Now you have to like really get in there, which is kind of scary with how orangey it looks in the pan, but it's not that color on the face at all. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, glad we're trying this, but you really like dig in. This is one of those like foolproof, really good for beginner bronzers. It's also really good for bronzing just like all over the face, so it's not going to be too harsh or have too much pigment. Okay, I am obsessed with this blush, you guys, so I have to use it. It's the Heaven's Glow blush from M Cosmetics in Magic Hour. Okay, it's the best blush maybe I've ever used. It's stunning. And it pretty much will look good on all skin tones. And it has a little sheen to it. It just looks so naturally fleshed when you put it on. It's like NARS Orgasm and Deep Throat combined, but with no glitter, with just like a subtle sheen, and also so much better than those formulas. Like, it just blends effortlessly into the skin without looking like too much, you know? Oh, it's making me love blush. And I think she's dropping a new color. I think there's like a new tangerine-y kind of color coming out. And then let's use a little bit of this new Catrice Highlight Bronze highlighter palette thing that I got. I'm gonna go into the middle shade here. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I'm gonna go up on my brow bone, a little up here. It's a little, I thought it was gonna be like too gold, but it's not really. It's a nice color. Okay, let's do a little bit of this. This is the matte blush color of Jordana Modern Matte Lipstick, and I'm gonna put it in the center. And then kind of tap it on the outside, just to get a little color. And then I want it like really blurred, but not like a full snobbed lip where it's like really messy. And then I'm just gonna put the M Cosmetics Morning Dew gloss over it. This is such a good gloss. Oh, it makes your lips look wet and juicy, and it's not sticky. I don't understand how she did it. I don't know what's in it. And it has this like slightly vanilla sweet scent that's just everything. All right, some Morphe setting spray. I've missed this setting spray. I just picked it up again the other day, so I was working through some that I had, and it's just such a nice mister. This is the finished look. I can't believe how much I love this foundation. I love the finish. I can still see how luminous that is underneath. I think maybe what I will do next time is not use my primer oil and use a different primer, maybe a gripping primer. Since this is so liquidy, it might help with the coverage of it. So I think that primer oil like made it a little slick under there. But this I might be using to set my makeup like all the time, because my pores are blurred, my skin looks nice, it still is allowing that luminous finish to show through. But you want to be careful. I would not use a powder puff with this unless you want full coverage. I mean, this is like full coverage. You saw there was like a stripe on my face where I tried to apply it with the Blendiful. But the natural, what is this? Natural color is a good match for my skin tone, if not like slightly dark. And then yeah, I love this palette. I love that metallic so much. It's beautiful. I think it's such a pretty palette. I like that they came out with like a more neutral and a more colorful one. So if you want to see a look with the colorful one, let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. I love you all so much. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah. Bye.